What's up? You got Patrick here. Let's talk about my morning routine and what I do. I'm probably not going to sing today just because I'm doing other things today. And this is first thing in the morning. I'm just waking up, and I am drinking three different fluids right now. I kind of rotate between whichever one tastes the best, but I'm going to finish them all. I've got some probiotics here. This is going to be apple cider vinegar with the mother, and then I've got water and lemon. Okay, so I just take a lemon and I cut it, and I squeeze it in there, and then I blend it because it just is better blended. Everything's better blended, and yes, it does. It does blend. And then I add in some honey to make it a little bit sweet. So if you don't add honey, it's going to be really, really weird. I've got coffee. A lot of people think that coffee is bad for your voice. This is probably true, but right now it's allergy season, and I get it really bad. And I don't know if you can hear me sniffing all the time through all these videos, but that's what's going on. And so I woke up and there's just a bunch of shit on my throat, and it sounds like this when I'm talking. And it's really bad. And part of that might be that I did a lot of singing yesterday and a lot of screaming. And that can be a problem. You know, you've got to make sure you're cleaning off your cords. I don't tend to do that, so if I end up with nodules, that's my own fucking fault. I probably won't because my technique's pretty good. But I probably should be a little bit more careful about it, to be honest. But anyways, I drink coffee because that kind of tends to clear everything off, and then it also wakes me up, which is cool because I gotta wake up and go do things. Got coffee, okay. And then what other fluid do I got here? Okay, this is the big one. This is broccoli juice. Okay, and some of you guys might think like, oh my god, broccoli juice. That's so gross. Like, ugh. It's actually pretty good. I put some honey in there, and I just take a broccoli stem, throw it in there. Pour a bunch of water in there, put a little bit of honey on top, and blend it. And you don't need a whole lot of honey. You just need enough to be able to get it down. And this combination of everything will make you feel amazing. Now, I would recommend bulletproof coffee. I don't have bulletproof coffee right now because I'm out of butter. But I find that doing the bulletproof coffee with this kind of a combination is just absolutely phenomenal. It really will get you going. And this is what I'll do before I sing. And it tends to just get everything right. This stuff will kind of clear out all the allergies that I've got. This stuff will kind of break it down. And then this stuff will get my immune system going really well and just feeling with energy, you know. If I put some butter in here and it's a MCT oil, oh man, I'll be ready to rock. I'll be ready to go. But I am a bit of a health nut. And so I do a lot of that stuff. And a lot of people are going to try and say, well, isn't kale better than broccoli? No, kale is not better than broccoli. I don't care who the fuck they are. Broccoli is the best vegetable out there. Okay, it's got all the vitamins you need. It's got a lot more B vitamins than kale, at least so I read. But I don't know. I always feel better with broccoli. When I drink kale juice, I'm just like, okay. When I drink broccoli juice, I'm like, whoa. All right, let's do this. Maybe there's something deficient in my diet. I don't freaking know. But it's almost like drinking 2-3 Red Bulls doing this combination, and that's pretty awesome. And then what I also do is I usually wake up, first thing, just wake up, you know, alarms ring, dan, 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 shut up, no, I hate life, no, go away, and I run to the cold shower, and that will wake me the hell up. And then I'll meditate for 15 minutes. Now, I didn't do the cold shower today. I didn't do that. I probably should have. I woke up and was reading this book. And it's an interesting book. It's on Freemasonry. No, I'm not a Mason. Probably will never be a Mason, but I'm reading it, and it was very interesting. I'd like to get my mind going first thing in the morning, and it's really something that's unusual because the first symbol that I see is a swastika. Okay, and I'm like, why is this some like Nazi shit? Is this some kind of a swastika? Well, I mean, a lot of people know that the Germans, you know, in the 1930s with Hitler and all those guys, they took the swastika, which was on, I guess, was on some runes, which is kind of interesting. And you know, it means something to the Masons too, because when you go into Freemasonry, they tell you that there's 32 degrees and there's a 33rd degree that you have to be appointed to. Well, there's 13 illuminated degrees, which is the 33rd through the 45th degree, and that's considered to be squaring the compass. Okay, and so you take this and you put it, boom, boom, boom. Well, the four angles represents the elements, and each angle is 90 degrees, and you get 360, so you're going to get a full circle. Okay, it's the sun wheel of peace is what it actually represents, and it represents an enlightened mind. It represents that somebody that understands the elements and is fully illuminated, and that's what it represents. And so it goes back through into Freemasonry. It means to square the compass, and you take 4 90-degree angles, or not 90 degree, but 90 degrees going across. Okay, 45-degree angles, build a 90-degree angle going across, and you get 360 degrees, which is a circle, and that's the sun. And so it was a pretty interesting book, and I wish I remembered what the title was. I don't feel like going and getting it right now. So, but it was like Freemasonry and ancient something, and I don't know. I'm fascinated by stuff like that, and that's what I was reading this morning just to get my mind going. And anyways, that's how I wake up. And I wake up this thing first. My noggin. I gotta wake up my noggin. Anything else? Nope. Just make sure that you blow out your voice today. Okay? Don't be a bitch. Blow it out. Don't blow it out. If you blow it out, man, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for telling people this. I was gonna make that my slogan, just to piss off other vocal coaches. I can't do it. I can't make that my slogan. It might be funny though, if I tell people to blow out their voice, and it might be actually really bad because then people will actually blow out their voice and I'll start getting sued by these people. And I'm like, I told you to blow out your voice. I mean, you didn't know what you're getting yourself into. I mean, what the fuck? I think it's funny. I've never actually blown out my voice. I've never actually done it. I've never actually blown out my voice. My voice is pretty damn healthy. I've always had good training. Even when I first started with some, not so good vocal coaches that tried. I mean, they were doing their technique the right way. I started with Seth Riggs, who is an absolute fucking joke. And then I did Singing Success, which is another absolute joke. And then I went and studied with Ron Anderson and Ken Tamplin and hybrid singing. And I started doing a lot of these things that I found online. And who else did I go to? I went to Mark Baxter. That guy was interesting. We worked on some screaming and stuff with him. And then, I really didn't take that many lessons. I just read the books. I just went and read Eduardo Cesare, who you should read all of his books, especially his, I think it's the last chapter in Voice of the Mind. You can get Voice of the Mind imported from England for, I think, $60. And that's the best book on singing out there. That's the best, Voice of the Mind. And, you wonder why I study all this occult stuff. Well, there's a lot of occult stuff in that book. It's called Voice of the Mind, and you're talking about, a system of singing that was based upon psychology before there was psychology. Okay, this is the old Italian bel canto method, and so a lot of it is somewhat based on esoteric type things, the occult, which a lot of people are like, oh god, the occult, you're an occultist, you're gonna do black magic on me, blah blah blah. No, I only do the occult to enlighten myself and to work my own mind, and I think that it's very effective for that, especially different types of meditation, especially altering your focus to focus on the right things. And that's really what I think it was about more than anything. I think there's some people that are in power that just wanted to keep us from understanding how to use our minds so they can manipulate us. And that's the real thing that I think is going on. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just some weird conspiracy theorist. If you guys, I'm kind of be doing 3 things on this channel. So the first thing is going to be singing. Okay. Second thing is going to be music theory. Okay, I've come up with my own music theory. And it's fairly interesting. I based it upon psychology and what psychologists say creates value. And I'm like, okay, well, what if I apply that to music? Oh wow, this actually works. Whoa, imagine that. I learned that actually. Michael Jackson actually was the guy that inspired me. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was the guy that inspired me to do that, and so I got to give him some credit because he would. I watched This Is It, and I got to see how he built the stage and how he set everything up. And he's just brilliant, and he's just like, it'll make it more important if you do it like this. And I'm like, huh, yeah, there's some contrast going on there. That was interesting. You should watch This Is It. It's great. It's a great show, great movie, whatever you want to call it. Michael was brilliant. It's so sad that we lost him. 50 years old. He's still young. But yeah. And then the third thing I'm going to be talking about is the occult, which kind of ties into psychology. I consider it to be psychology because you're dealing with your own mind. And when you're looking at the occult and stuff like that, you're determining where you're going to place your beliefs, because if you believe in something, determining based upon how much you believe something is going to determine how much value you're placing in it. And it's all about setting up your mind to have the right kind of motivations to get things done. And you're going to see I do like 5 or 6 videos every single day. Why do I do so many videos? Because I'm always thinking and I always have things to say. That's the first thing. But the second thing is that I want to get people really engaged with what I'm saying, because I do not want to be a rock star. I don't want to live that lifestyle. I would much rather be a producer and teach people how I do it. And if I come up with an album on the side, cool. I have a band on the side where, it's kind of like, okay, here's this producer, and he's got a band, and he sings, and he's really good at it, which I am. I kind of wish that I didn't have as good of a voice as I do, because it is a rare sound, and it can do a lot of good tones. But I would much rather just be a vocal coach and an instructor than get out there and do that. It's just not for me. I'm just not really about the spotlight and all that stuff. And if that's what you want to do, if you want to be on stage in front of thousands of people and get as much pussy as you fucking possibly can, then that's what I'm going to teach you how to do. Getting on stage works. That'll work for you. I stayed away. I stayed away from all those thoughts that were out there. But sore. Anyways, this is how I wake up. Just doing stuff like this. Wake up, read, meditate, drink your fluids, and then I wait for 8 hours before I have an actual meal, because that just tends to get my whole digestive system working the right way. We'll agree now.